The Great Planetary Swap. What if Earth and Mars traded places? Hey Space Explorers, welcome back to the channel. Ever had one of those crazy what if moments? Well, today we're diving into one that's truly out there. Imagine this, quantum entanglement on a cosmic scale. What if in an instant, Earth and Mars switched places? Not just the planets, but the people, the water, everything on their surfaces just swapped. You'd be standing right where you are now, but with a whole new world under your feet. Sounds wild, right? Now, first things first. From a purely scientific standpoint, this exact scenario is impossible. Quantum entanglement works at the subatomic level, not for entire planets. But hey, this is a thought experiment, and it lets us explore some truly fascinating science. So, let's assume this magical swap happens. What would the new Earth look like? And what about the new Mars? And more importantly, what would happen to us? Let's start with us, the people of Earth. 1 minute you're enjoying your morning coffee. The next, you're on a planet that looks exactly like Mars, but it's suddenly in Earth's orbit, soaking up more sun. What do you see? So, the ground on Mars is, well, red, dusty, and super cratered. Picture these vast, empty plains stretching out for miles, and, massive canyons towering above the surface. There are no lush forests or sparkling blue oceans like we have on Earth. Now, about the sky. Forget about it being blue. Instead, it's got this butterscotch or yellowish-brown haze, all because of that fine Martian dust. And, honestly, a super thin atmosphere. The sun? It actually looks a bit smaller from Mars, but, it's still pretty bright. And your breath, yeah, this is where things get kind of scary. That thin atmosphere I mentioned, it's made up of 95% carbon dioxide, which means almost no oxygen for us to breathe. Now, here's the real kicker. Our water. Just imagine, for a second, all of Earth's oceans, lakes, and rivers suddenly sitting right there on the Martian surface. With Mars's incredibly low atmospheric pressure, it's actually less than 1% of Earth's. Our water would, get this, simultaneously boil and freeze. That's right. It's a wild process called sublimation. Most of that water would rapidly evaporate into the thin air or turn straight into ice. So you'd have these temporary, massive floods. But then, honestly, a huge chunk of our water would just vanish or freeze solid. So, what happens to life? Honestly, folks, it's pretty bleak. Humans, unless you're inside a sealed, pressurized habitat, you'd be in serious trouble. Hypoxia, lack of oxygen, would hit instantly. Your body fluids would literally start to boil due to the low pressure, a terrifying condition called ebulism. And the extreme temperature swings, even in Earth's orbit, would be brutal. Most of humanity, and indeed most complex life, would perish almost instantly. Plants and animals, forget it. Most are adapted to our Earth. Marine life, their water just boiled or froze. Terrestrial life, suffocation, freezing, desiccation. It's an ecological apocalypse. Even if a tiny fraction of life miraculously survived the immediate shock, the long-term outlook is, well, grim. Our new Mars would still lack a global magnetic field, so it would be exposed to harsh solar and cosmic radiation all the time. Plus, it has no active plate tectonics to recycle carbon and regulate the atmosphere like Earth does. It would just remain a cold, dry, barren world, slowly losing any remaining atmosphere. Now let's flip it. What if Mars, in its current desolate state, suddenly swapped into Earth's old orbit? This one's a bit simpler, because as far as we know, there aren't any bustling cities or vast oceans of liquid water on Mars. But suddenly, there's a planet that looks like Earth, with its familiar continents and oceans, but it's now receiving far less sunlight. So, the immediate consequence? Yeah, it's global freezing. Our beautiful blue oceans would actually start to freeze solid from the poles inward. Earth would rapidly transform into what scientists call a snowball Earth. Earth's thick atmosphere would still be there, but wow, temperatures would absolutely plummet. Most of Earth's ecosystems, which are adapted to warmer climates, would just collapse. Only the hardiest extremophiles, maybe those clinging to geothermal vents deep underwater, might survive, and only in these tiny isolated pockets. And over geological timescales, even Earth's atmosphere could start to freeze out in that extreme cold. So, what's the takeaway from this wild what if? It's a stark reminder of just how delicate and unique the conditions are that make Earth habitable. Our planet's size, its distance from the sun, its magnetic field, its atmosphere, its water. They all work together in a finely tuned symphony that allows life to thrive. Even if you could magically swap planets, the fundamental differences in their mass, gravity, magnetic fields, and geological activity mean that neither would remain habitable for the life forms suddenly placed upon them. The Great Planetary Swap, while an awesome thought experiment, would lead to catastrophic and near total extinction for almost everything on both worlds. It really makes you appreciate the home we have, doesn't it? What other impossible, what if scenarios should we explore? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next cosmic adventure. Outro music and channel branding.